Hi, thank you for joining me for this review of an IDM, which seems to be a company that I can't find any details about, of a DM009 Conqueror. Okay, supplied courtesy of Gearbest. Now this does seem to be a sort of upgraded version of a DM007. Okay, so comes in this box. Okay, looks quite impressive. Strong, sturdy, nice handle for portability. Can be used to transport it, which I always like. And although it doesn't have any sort of protective film, that's it. But you know, just looking at the box, it tells us that this has it's with hover function and hovering position, not hovering position. Then it says longer flight time, 1 key return, rise, land, 7.4V direct drive POWR, which I would presume should mean power. Then it says power is heter, which I think it should mean power is better and more sensitive reaction. So I'm already a little bit nervous about looking at the manual when I see this on the box. Anyway, the important thing is, let's see what the contents are about. Okay, and these are the contents. Okay, now underneath the packaging here, attached were the 2 little bags and the battery charger, which connects onto a mains. So you obviously need an adapter, a compatible adapter, and that connects onto there. 4 spare propellers, always good to have spare propellers. Okay, and in this bag we get 4 prop guards, 2 landing skids, and an SD card reader and a star Phillips screwdriver. So let's get on and look at the main thing. Okay, so this is the quad. Okay, now it does look quite nice, unusual shape, bit sort of blimpy looking. If you look at the old blimps, helium blimps that had ribs. Anyway, it still looks quite nice. White on top, black on the bottom. Quite flexible. You know, it's not a cheap plastic, it's quite a strong plastic. I know, that's quite impressive. Okay. Props. Now I'm going to I've done a recent review on a JJRC H11WH, and I'm going to say these are more or less pitched similar, because the main feature of this is altitude hold. So using an air pressure needle, this should be able to maintain altitude, which is a good thing and makes it easier for flying, especially if you're a beginner, although this one is targeted at an intermediate. Okay, and the props are fairly similar to the JJRC H11WH, but these are quite flexible, you know, so these shouldn't get damaged too easily. Whether they maintain their shape and balance will be another story. Now these little cones on the top are just for show, but they're not plastic, they're quite solid. Okay, single screw there to remove or replace the prop. Okay, you can see LED lights here, LED lights there, but we'll see when we switch it on. Okay. Wow, okay, these props really do move quite freely. Not on bearings, I can see the bush there, so this is quite good for a bush. Okay, cooling. Ooh, okay. Just got one vent here, one vent there. Two small little vents on the top. And vents below there. So it's good that this has got covers. Okay. But yeah, these covers are smoked and transparent, so there's bound to be LED lights. We'll see when we switch it on. Okay. Quite interesting. Yeah, okay, you can remove the cover. There's just a single little screw there that will remove the cover, and that's not bad because that can assist with holding it steadfast to replace props if need be. Looks quite impressive underneath already. Okay, so this also comes with a 1080p camera, a 5MP 1080p, so this should actually give good video, but we'll find out and see when we fly it and see what the video is like. The H11WH I think was only a 2MP camera at 720p, an unusual fitting for a camera. It's got a round sort of thing here, that will slide and slot in there. So I'm hoping that we won't have too much of a problem with jello, because not so easy to try and get a bit of foam or something in this to reduce the jello. A modification will have to be made to sort of completely remount the camera a different way without using this, being able to use this attachment at all, but we'll see when we fly it. Then there's two ports on here. Now the connection for this camera will go into this port over here, so I'm not sure what that port is for unless you get a camera with a different connection, but there's no clue, and I had a look in the manual, no indication what this other one might be, so we can only assume, you know, it's 3 pins, that there might be cameras with different connections. And over here is an on and off switch, so yes, we have a battery bay. Okay, and to open that we've got to actually just push this, clip that out. We open up here and we've got the battery in here, and we take the battery out. Now this is a very unusual battery. It's quite thick, okay, and if we have a look here, it looks as though it's 2 cells, but it's actually only a single cell battery. Okay, 7.4 volt, 600 mAh. Okay, and we plug it in and we have a look here. Okay, it comes 99%, so almost fully charged, but then we look at the cell count to make sure. Nope, it's only 1 cell. So okay, an unusual battery. But this is supposed to give a flying time of 10 to 13 minutes, so this is going to be very interesting to see that, you know, using a camera, if we can get 10 to 13 minutes, because on the H11WH I only managed to get a flying time of 5 minutes 40 seconds, but that was with full FPV. Okay, now on the box here it does mention Wi-Fi, okay, and we've got QR codes here, Google Play, 360 and iOS. Now the app is called Wi-Fi UFO, and I've already connected it up and to see if I can get a Wi-Fi connection with the camera switched on and the camera attached and the quad on, but I haven't managed to get or see a Wi-Fi signal for the quad. So for the and you should also be able to fly it using your Android or iPhone, Android phone or an iPhone, using the phone rather than the hand controller, part of the app. So we'll leave this out of the review, but if I do find and manage to get it to work, I'll do a separate video on using the phone as a controller, and also see whether, you know, we might even get some sort of FPV. Okay, so there's absolutely nothing in the manual regarding it, but it does mention you can use your phone as a controller instead, and it does also mention Wi-Fi, but nothing at all about how or what or anything like that. Okay, so yep, it connects up the battery, okay, because it's got an on and off switch. So let's plug it in and have a look. Just a little bit of a short cord here. Let's get it in. Yeah, because this little cord is so short and my fingers. Okay, then we got it in. Okay, so just tuck the wires in there. Okay, it fits in quite comfortably. It's quite a big battery, unusual battery. Not much room for much of a bigger battery. Close it up and then we'll click it back to go there. So let's switch it on and have a look. Okay, so yes, we have got LEDs underneath, 2 red in the front, 2 blue at the back, blue flashing in the front there, and red flashing at the back here. Okay, so this could also be quite interesting to see at night. But first we'll see what the orientation is like during the day, and we may even have a look and see what this looks like at night too. Okay, let's switch that off. Okay, now the manual is very basic, okay, and my fears after seeing what was on the box, we realized with some of the wording and grammar in here. But saying that, you know, it's a nice glossy paper. It's very, very basic. You know, gives a breakdown, you know, which is probably not too critical at all. Okay, but the important thing is it's fairly good in telling you what the features are and the functions on the transmitter. The powering up and powering on is a little bit tricky, but I'll show you, and the manual does more or less tell you how it is. There's some confusion about sort of setting heights or something like that, but we'll work that out. You need 4 AA batteries, I'll show you now. Preparation before takeoff, fine tuning, flying practice, camera video, so okay. When the camera kit blue indicator lights, red LED flashes, then the vehicle has no power, but no SD card or the SD card is not inserted. Okay, a few little tips like that, otherwise really not too much. Now also this camera comes with an SD card, and this one has come with an 8 GB SD card. So 8 GB, pretty good, nice size. So hoping we get some good video footage. and that the card is reliable. Okay. Let's have a look at the transmitter. So you need to supply 4 AA batteries. There's a strong little clip. Put your batteries in. The door attaches onto there and that clips in there. There's place for a screw. So there may be a screw to do it, but really not necessary. That's okay. In terms of the feel, it does feel cheap, okay, and it does look cheap. This is purely for show, not even necessary to have it at all, okay. We switch it on, but it does have a nice little LCD display, okay, and it does show you the battery level, and this will be the battery level of the batteries in the TX, in this transmitter, not the battery level of the quad. It does say it's in mode 1, and this is supposed to be the mode switch, but whatever you do, it doesn't change that from mode 1. Okay. We have a look at the button on the top left. Okay, over here, this is for low, medium and high speed. So 1, 2, medium, high, and a long press and hold for 3 seconds will switch the lights on the quad off if you would prefer to fly without lights. This is the flip button, okay. And for 1 key return, you press and hold for 3 seconds. So a long press for 1 key return, or else it's a flip and you can do your flips and rolls with that button there. Okay. Now to go into headless mode, it says you must press this right lever. Okay, but headless mode is not something you use often at all. These are the trim buttons, okay, so these 2 buttons over here. Okay, as I mentioned, this is a mode change button, and this is the camera button. Okay, so although it's not clear, maybe you press up to take a picture and you press down to take a video. Hope there will be some sort of indication, and we'll have a look and see what it does when we've got the quad turned on. Otherwise, these levers are nice, they're good, and these do feel nicely sprung and quite steady, which is more than I can say for the rest of this handset. Okay, so let's get this out of the way here. Okay, I'll just switch this off for now. Okay, now prop guards, quite easy to fit. Okay, come like this, got 2 little lugs there and a screw already inserted there, so you don't have to try and fiddle around. Then they just press in here quite easily. If I get it at the right angle. Okay, and then you just need to screw it in to secure it. Now this is not too bad if you want to transport it in the box, because there are not too many screws. This, it's quite secure without even screwing it. So maybe not necessary to even screw it on. So yeah, you can take them out, put them on the field, take them off. And that's the other good thing, and something I think is really good and that I like, is that if we look at the landing skids, they also don't need any screws, so you can transport it in the box, get to the field, just plug the landing gear. As you can see, they're quite flexible, so not too solid, so that could be a good thing for helping absorb impacts and reducing damage, or it might be a bad thing and be too soft. Okay, but the nice thing is they plug in here and they plug in there quite securely, and they actually do look quite nice. So we mount the camera on, so if we put the camera on here, as I showed you, this just slides in there. Then the battery door wants to open, so we do need to click it back, and then we just plug the camera into this little port over here. And that seems to hold quite securely and quite firmly and quite good. So put that down there. Take the prop guards off for now. Okay. Then, okay, we need to power it up. We need to switch the quad on. Okay. We need to switch the TX transmitter on. Okay. Now let me just sort of put it like that so you can see these lights. Now you need to push the throttle lever up and back down, and we can see a light starting to blink there. Okay. Then it says the power must be calibrated before takeoff. So to do that we need to pull both sticks down and inwards for approximately a few seconds, or until the light starts going okay. And then it also says to unlock for takeoff we need to pull the throttle sticks down and outward. Okay, so now we can see it's powered and ready to go and ready to take off. And then to turn the motors, power the motors off again, we pull the sticks down again and outward, and that powers the motors down. Also, let's just have a look and see what will happen if this does go out of range or does lose connection with the controller or the transmitter. So we'll switch the power off. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006. Okay, this is not good, because this is a potential flyaway if it goes out of range. Just try and bind with it again. Can bind with it again to get it going again, but no, this is, you know, if it goes out of range, it's better, usually better, if the motors actually turn off. That does. It doesn't seem to have a automatic return to home function. So not something I'm going to test in the field, because this really doesn't look as though it's going to stop if it goes out of range. Okay, also while the quad is on and we press the camera button, there's a blue light under the camera here. I want to take a picture. That goes red, so let me pull the button down. Okay, yes, so okay, so to take a picture, or okay, let's switch the video off. Okay, that red button's not going away at the moment. Pull it down again. Okay, press it, pull it down again, we'll stop the video. To start the video, press the button down. That blue light then gets a red light. Stop it, pull the button down again. Now it also says that this should have a range of about 100 to 150 meters. It's pretty good. Whereas the H11WH says a range of 50 to 60 meters. So it's going to be interesting to see how this flies in comparison to the JJRC H11WH. Looking forward to flying it. So stay tuned and we'll see how it flies soon.